Hey boys and girls, welcome back to Javi A Good Day. Well, the idea of having a good day today is like I'm going to go to Home Depot and I'm going to get some dirt, some mulch, some plants, and it is springtime. So I'm going to be planting some stuff in the next couple of days, and I'll be posting some of the items that I've planted. So, somebody asked me the other day, what is your channel? Well, remember, it's Javi A Good Day, so it's just very fun. Have a good day. And it's about things that hopefully will make your day better, make your life better. To me, planting will bring me some joy, some happiness. Hopefully for you, some of the things that I'm going to mention will be things that you'll be like, oh, I didn't think about doing that. Or I didn't think about this, that, or the other thing. And let me try this. Let me try that. And hopefully some of the things will bring you some happiness, some joy, some betterment in your life. Life is hard the way it is. And it's good to have those moments of happiness that bring you some joy, some happiness, some grace. So again, today we're going to be going to Home Depot. I may go to Lowe's in a few days also and see what they have there. But today, it's Home Depot Day. So I'm going to show a couple of clips inside of some of the plants that I'm looking at. I will say, over the years, plants have gotten so expensive. So if you get a chance to buy a couple of plants, repot them so they propagate some more. I've also bought some seeds recently, so throughout, this channel, I may show you the progress of those. So, welcome back to Javi A Good Day. Please like, subscribe, share, hit the like button, and welcome back. Javi A Good Day. So, we're in Home Depot right now, and I'm going to be checking out some plants, and I'm going to say I really don't get, the prices. So, hydrangeas, pink, blues or purples and whites for $34. I'm gonna say I pass. What else do we have? Some bromeliads over there. I have no idea what these are, but they're kind of cute. So again, $34.98. I don't get it. All right, so I'm about to leave Home Depot in a second, and I'm just showing some of the things that I'm doing in the garden in front of my condo. So, fortunately, I have a very cool neighbor, and she's contributing to some of the aesthetics to the front garden that we've got. I've added a few plants. I've repotted quite a few. If anybody knows me, they know that I'm always looking for a budget deal or whatever, instead of buying potted plants from, let's say, Home Depot, where I went to. And right now you can see a few impatiens that I have that I got from Home Depot. They're about, I think, $5 or $6. I got about, I think, 6 or 8 of them. Right now you're going to see that that one plant, I don't know what it's called, but I love it. It's beautiful. It's colorful. I got that from Home Depot for about $15, $16, $17. These bursts of color are thanks to my neighbor. She got those online. She's gotten a couple of them. Hopefully she's going to get 2 or 3 more. It adds a pop of color at night to the garden. I have some solar lights. This is a plant. I think it's a peony. I got that from Dollar Tree. So I got those as seeds. These are carnations. I also got as seeds. I have to say, look, Dollar Tree is Dollar Tree, but you can get some good deals. I thought I got good deals. In both of those pots, there's at least 4 packets each of whatever those plants are. And I only got maybe 6 to 8 plants out of it. That's an avocado, and that'll be coming in shortly. That'll be repotted probably at the end of the season. That's a plumeria that I got locally. That's going to be, at the end of this summer season, probably cut down a little. And probably I'll be selling those at good deals, the stalks. My neighbor got that lantern, I believe at Dollar Tree, for about $5. Then you've got a few of the lanterns that I've gotten a couple of years ago. Those are still there and good and still working, giving a pop of color at night. You're seeing a few pots there with seeds that I put in of coleus, waiting for those to pop up. These are some impatiens in the walkway. That is a trellis that I'm going to be using eventually. A couple of impatient plants there. Again, the avocado, a croton in the background, Hawaiian tea, crotons again. And this is a daytime. My neighbor put in those little windmills. If anybody remembers, my friends, that is a head from a Mayan deity, I think. I've had that for years. I've kept that. That was a good memory of friends that I had years ago. And then I've got solar lights in the walkway. Those are bromeliads. I've got a monstra in the background that I got from a friend of mine. More bromeliads. That's gardenia, and that is really lovely during the day. It gives off a really good smell. Red coleus that I have growing there. Back under the walkway. And then we've got a couple of other plants, coleus in green or magenta and green. And then we've got elephant ears. That, unfortunately, is a coconut palm that never took off and unfortunately died. And next to it was pineapples. Unfortunately, did not do very well and died. These are a couple of plants that I've had for about 2 years, and they're coming back lovely. Bromeliads. That is gardenia, I believe, coming up. And I got those actually on eBay for a really good deal. And then we have plumeria, we have ferns, we have papaya, and we have we have ganepa or mamoncillo, depending on where you're from, the Caribbean. And that's a monstra I have, and that's doing really well. That's also elephant ears, but a different variety, and that's doing really well as well. So several plants coming in very nicely. That spider plant, that is a red and green arrow plant. And then as you go downstairs, there's the soil that I have and some of the leftover pots that I have. Some vines that I have that are growing. And I think that's another bromeliad next to it. And then a spider plant that I transplanted from babies onto that pot. Another bromeliad down there. I'm not sure what that is. That came out of a pot from one of my neighbors. And she said she didn't remember what it was. And we have her little gnome there. So the garden's coming together closely. If you had seen this garden maybe a year ago, it was basically nothing. So it's going to be coming in shortly. That is a plant that I found in the backyard. Apparently somebody disregarded it about a year ago, and it was half dead. I brought it back to life. It's coming back slowly. That's a coleus, and that's coming in nicely. These empty ones are seeded pots, just waiting for them to come in. That's a poinsettia that has seen better days. Aloe that I have. And more decorative stuff that my neighbors added to the garden. I'm the one planting, and she's adding decorations. So, again, whether it's daytime and the plants are there and they're in bloom, or it's nighttime and the lights are there, and her decorative touches have added a little something to nighttime. That is supposedly lavender coming in, and the seeds were planted a month and a half ago, and not one has sprouted. So sometimes seeds can be total duds. And a Hawaiian tea and crotons. And that is a plumeria that I've had for several years. And the leaves are just starting to come in for the season. And what else do we have? We're going back. Oh, that's long gone fruit. that I was introduced to in the Cayman Islands, and I'm trying to see if I can grow it here in Florida. And that is desert rose, and that should be having some leaves. It's usually very bare, and it'll put out some leaves and then it'll put out some flowers. That poor looking thing is just a stack of bromeliads that have grown over the years, but we're in a drought in Florida, so I haven't been very active in watering it. So it has pretty much died back. And that's cool, because I was thinking I wanted to remove those because they had gotten very wild and feral. And long gone fruit that I have growing there, the arrow plants, and these are, I believe, both carnations that I'm waiting for to pop in. Hawaiian tea, and that's the front of the garden. So I'm just waiting for stuff to grow in little by little, and then as they grow in and establish themselves, then I'll be probably transplanting some of them into the garden itself and not having so many potted plants. And this is just a view of what it looks like at night now with the lights and all, and I think it's really pretty. You tell me what you think. A little tour of the garden at night. So I'm very fortunate that this is the front, and I am going to have the ability to plant on the side and in the back of the condo and add a few more touches, but little by little it'll come together. And it just brings me some joy, as I mentioned at the beginning of the video. It's just giving me something nice to look at, and just sort of progress of what was, and hopefully something that'll be very pretty and bring me joy and happiness. And that's what this channel is about. It's about bringing you some happiness, some joy in your life. As I mentioned, life is too difficult. See if you can make it prettier for yourself and maybe for someone else. But that's my channel. It's about taking every day as it comes, and whether it's skincare or planting or finding deals, life is too short just to be miserable in the same rut day after day after day. So if you don't like what you see and you don't like what you have, change it. Well, welcome to Javi A Good Day. Love yourself. And this is sunset one night from my balcony. Javi A Good Day, and I hope you have a great one.